Namaste, beautiful. So I'm so happy to connect with you today on the topic of full moon rituals. So we are still cycling around the topic of rituals, creating rituals as a sacred form of ceremony, and actually about creating more sacredness in our lives. So why do we do that? Why do we do it? Actually, it's really about honoring our own heart, about creating a deeper connection to our heart and to our soul, and about getting realigned on our path as we walk through life and we're getting into all kind of directions. But it's also, of course, a form of celebration, a form of giving gratitude um, to the connection with the divine or the higher self or the subconscious, whatever you want to call it. So already we talked about new moon and about the options that are offered during the period of new moon. So new moon is really a time, and I just want to keep it very briefly as a reminder. New moon is really about taking the possibility to sit with yourself in honesty. Sitting with yourself in honesty. Because new moon, what might come up is it actually offers you lower cooking emotions or situations that might be challenging you. So new moon is really the opportunity to sit in honesty with yourself, to honor yourself by taking time and having a look in towards yourself. And this is sometimes really challenging and really difficult. And then further on from that, from actually allowing ourselves to feel fully, which is the first part of alchemy, we move into a state of acceptance, which is the second part of alchemy. And that finally leads us to transformation. Because once that we embrace our emotions, and I know that this might sound silly if that's the first time you hear of it, or if you haven't really encountered it a lot, but this is what breathwork is based on. This is basically what all kinds of wait, technical issue, what all kinds of physical body movement work is based on. That three-part alchemy process, and it has been a long process in the Tao Tantric arts and in Taoism, and of course also known in yoga for the spiritual side of it. So we're sitting into honesty, we're sitting in evaluation at the end of the month, at new moon, and that also allows us a certain clearing. So if you attended our live call where we created the body blessing ritual and the home blessing ritual, you saw the coming together of the clearing, where before we declutter our house and then we still smudge and we let go, we release and we let go. We let go, we release to receive. We release to receive. So this period towards the full moon, to opening up again, is the period to receive. It is to celebrate. And before diving into that, let me repeat the 3 steps of alchemy, because I think they're just so incredibly important. And this is really the key. Like, this is the key to your freedom, right? And it's so simple, but you have to do it by yourself. And you can do it, no doubt. Everybody can do it. But this is really to clear. This is to clear and to transfigure. So, step number 1, transcendence. Allowing the feelings, the emotions to feel. Step number 2, transmutation. Finding peace with them, accepting them, seeing them, honoring them, expressing them. Seeing and honoring means expressing. If it's anger, express it. If it's rage, express it. If it's sadness, cry. Whatever comes, allow yourself to sit, to be with that emotion. And that will finally lead us to the 3rd step, transfiguration, because everything has a learning in it. this is why it comes up, because we're here to get our lessons and our teachings. So if you run through your new moon period that way, then we open up. Wow, imagine what kind of clearing and what kind of letting go and what kind of step up, what kind of evolvement you did in that last new moon, right? Wow. And now, like, once you lift up, you want to, in the full moon, like, you want to celebrate. And it just goes off and off and off and off and off. So, full moon is the Venus period. Once we enter, even when we enter a new month, it's really the Venus period. So we want to call in the beauty, the abundance. We want to celebrate. We want to celebrate. So it's after the decluttering of the new moon and the releasing, this is now the period where we go out into the world and we can really ask, wow, how can I make my home more beautiful? How can I create my home more beautiful? What would actually make my home more beautiful? And I want to give you an example. So I did that for the last full moon. And I was walking and I found this gorgeous new member of my home. So she was just there, and I actually never had orchids before. Never. This is the first time I have orchids. This Venus retrograde, I don't know what it is, like everything is just calling me into different states. So I saw her, and she's now making my home more beautiful, and I'm so grateful for her each and every day. And look at all of that, what is still coming to blossom, right? So if you go out now to the world and you look for what it is that you can create more beauty in your home, post us a picture. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Something else I really want to mention is it's another beautiful time for checking in with the Tao I Ching. The Tao I Ching is a form of tarot from Taoism, and I first got to know it during my training in Tao Tantric Arts. Actually, Shakti introduced me to it. The Tao I Ching holds an incredible wisdom. I think it's like it's a wisdom book coming from 5,000 years ago, and you can basically use it like a tarot. It gives you incredible insights and a check-in. So let me show you some of my tarot cards. So actually, Osho made one that also contains parts of the Tao I Ching, but there is also special tarots just being the Tao I Ching. And I love the cards. So it's like, you know, the cards don't contain the wisdom. You contain the wisdom. And it's all inside of you. It's just that sometimes when we want to have more clarity or a reflection of what's going on inside, the cards might help us. And we love to kind of like see, you know, just like, my God, you look, out of all of these, I picked that one. Like, right? That's celebration. The topic of new moon. There you go. So that's the topic, right? Oh my God. That's just magic. So yeah. You can pick a card. You can ask whatever you like. You can ask like, what's going on for me? What is you can pick a card daily. You can pick a card for new moon. If that is something that resonates with you, I can just highly encourage it. Sometimes it's also huge fun. It's huge fun, and yeah, that one I really love. And another one that I have since I'm 19, and I've encountered it from a most amazing, actually, shaman, a feminine shaman who I met in Thailand, and she recommended that book to me. You see how it goes sometimes? So this is called The Medicine Woman in a Guidebook. Like, guys, I just have no words, and I think I'm not even sure if they still print it. These are the cards. coming from a very shamanic society, but these are especially for women, and there is so much wisdom in it. It always has a card, an affirmation, an exercise, meditation, and visualization, astrological sign and color. Okay, so I didn't want to make an advertisement for all of that, but I just wanted to let you know that there is a couple of different tarot things. Also flowers. Oh, that one I got in Goa in India. And I met actually the lady who makes it. She's an Osho devotee for a long time, and these are all pictures from the Buddha fields. So yeah, flowers, whatever. But coming back to what full moon can be. So full moon can be really something that creates more beauty. For me, also picking those tarot cards is something that creates beauty. Flowers would be something that creates more beauty. A ritual would be something that creates more beauty. So ask yourself, what is it that would actually create more beauty? More beauty for you in your home. To beautify the place, to fill the house with more love and abundance. How can I make my home more welcoming? How can I make my home more welcoming? And you really want to create that feeling of wanting to come back home to your beautiful home, because it's so beautiful. Because you created it with so much love. And your home, this is the main message actually that I wanted to give you. The home, our homes are places to inspire us to write, inspire us to create, inspire us to read, inspire us to dance, inspire us to create beauty, more beauty. So this is what's going on in the topic of full moon, right? The expression, writing, drawing, painting, crafting, whatever it is. So creating, at the beginning of the month, creating the structure, a setup for allowing the inspiration to come through by beautifying our home. And that is so important. And one more really important aspect is because beauty opens our hearts. It just does. It just does. And just let that sink for a moment. Follow beauty because it shows you a path to open your heart, right? If you look at that orchid, for instance, look at that orchid. Look at the flowers. Oh, how is the camera? There it is. Can you take a moment and just see the beauty of those petals, the softness, the color? If you really look at it, can you marvel at it? Can you marvel at it? Do you feel how that softens your heart immediately? How it makes you more grateful, humble, and open? This is what I mean. This is what it's meant. And there's a beautiful Italian saying, I don't speak Italian, but I have many friends who are Italian, so I'll try it in Italian. So it's something like la belleza, and then help. I'll say it in Spanish, ayuda. So, okay, let's skip it. So basically it's like beauty helps you in your life, right? So it's like beauty helps you to live, right? If you look at Italy, they have all those beautiful houses and places, and they dress beautifully, they put on beautiful jewelry, they eat delicately, they prepare the food delicately. That's the sense, right? If you want to go Italian, go Italian. If you want to go Thai, go Thai. If you want to go spiritual, do it in a spiritual way. But it doesn't matter. All that it has in common is that beauty, because it softens our heart. Because it softens our heart, and it makes us see the greatness also in ourselves, and it inspires us. It inspires us to express with creativity. And the last thing, Marveling at beauty, marveling at something that is beautiful. There is an association that is there in my mind and that I want to share with you towards a movie. Um, I know it's kind of like off the topic and it doesn't have to do anything with Doubt and Regrets as itself, but I just think it's a beautiful movie. So it comes in the topic of beauty and it goes with the topic of Italy. So if you know the movie Eat, Pray, Love, it's the movie coming from a book. Elizabeth Gilbert wrote it, and it just describes her travel to Italy, India, and Bali on the quest of reconnecting herself and transforming herself and finding the love of her life. And so I always remember that phrase when she says, before she starts her journey, I want to be able to marvel at something again. So let us celebrate each full moon by having the beauty of something, creating something beautiful that inspires us and that we can marvel at. I hope this video inspires you, and I'm looking forward to see the beautification happening in your houses and homes and lives. Lots of love.